Push the fucking button.
I'm pushing it.
Push the button. All right. All right. Is everybody ready?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We've been ready, Joe.
Why are you so mad at me?
Ready as I'm ever likely to be.
Right. Okay. Hello, friends. Welcome to Brainworms, the podcast that just wants to make you happy, and we really wish you would return our phone calls. I'm Joe.
I'm David.
I'm Kaine.
And I'm Chris.
And today...
we are feeling really well. Perfect, beautiful little daisies. There's nothing that is causing us to be at any less capacity.
Yeah.
We definitely did not overindulge in certain chemicals last night.
You know what?
No,
that never happened.
I'm going to interrupt you because that's not true. I'm not sure which one of you fuckers hacked the cloning machines, but you suck, and I hope that you lose the feelings in your thumbs.
Look, I'm sorry. After like round number 6, I just got a little wacky.
Yeah.
Look, man, I've got 2 machines that I have set up in here. I've been managing my own clone creation, been doing this for a while now. These legs that you created are absolutely gorgeous. But attaching them...
so wait.
No, shut up, Chris. But attaching them to my fucking stomach? You're a fucking monster.
It's so you can walk and plank at the same time.
You said you were getting tired of the hose. I was just trying to think ahead.
But why my stomach? Why my stomach?
Yeah, and honestly, the stomach legs wouldn't be so bad if you didn't also give him huge flopping genitals. Because those just dangle back there while he's walking like a weird ostrich on his torso legs.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it's very upsetting to see.
You know, I've got 2 machines set up in here. All right, I've got the one machine that I produce a new me every week, and then I have the one that creates my food, and it's mostly just, you know, plasma and tissue.
Oh.
But nothing was done to the one that makes my food. Like the me's that I eat.
Mm-hmm.
That all came out beautifully this morning.
Oh, good. Good.
Okay, so wait. Let's just all be honest here. How many of us have been hacking into the cloning machine? Because I hacked in to make...
Oh, you did too?
Yeah, I hacked in to
Oh.
put a belly button in the small of Kaine's back, and I've been like running bets for how long it'll take for him to notice.
Hold on. Oh my God! What is wrong with you people?
I didn't deliberately hack it, but there was a point when I got that and the coffee machine confused, and I was just randomly jabbing buttons, getting increasingly angry that coffee wasn't being dispensed.
Well, before I go into the incinerator today, I'm locking you fuckers out.
I just want to know if that back navel produces coffee.
No, it doesn't.
Are
Joe,
we sure?
I think we should have a conversation about what is and is not a coffee machine. Do you remember when I had to pull you off of the water toothpick thing in the bathroom because you were trying to get it to dispense coffee?
That's a bidet, Chris. That's not a water toothpick. All right? That's a bidet. All right?
That's the toilet.
Joe, why are you trying to get coffee out of the shitter?
I just want some coffee to come out of something, okay?
All right, so what we seriously need to do is we need to hire everything expert to come up here and start writing out little tags to put on everything. Like, this is a TV, not a coffee machine. This is a bidet, not a water toothpick.
We should just get a label maker. I think that all of those jobs could just be done by a label maker.
Yeah, but I don't think any of us are grounded enough in reality to reliably make the name tags.
That's true.
I feel like maybe we should contact Norman Boutin. He's an expert on everything.
It's true.
Can we just read this book?
Or we should just get that gas leak fixed. I think it might make us all a little more coherent.
Oh, yeah. I meant to do something about that.
Because it's been venting fumes for...
Yeah, that can't be good for us. Ooh.
But yeah, we should talk about a book, I guess. I mean, you know, if we want. Because this is another episode of shit that has been showing up on my book recommendations because this show has poisoned them. And as such, we're going to read Time of Stones by Fred Rothganger. Might be Rothganger. Rothganger would just seem more fun to say. Who is apparently a legitimate scientist of some kind, according to his Amazon biography, which we've proven that people can lie on with no consequences. He has a PhD in something to do with computers and robotics. He's not explicit about what. His bio says Fred Rothganger earned his PhD playing with robots and computer vision at the University of Illinois.
Birthplace of Hell.
Birthplace of Hell, yeah. So apparently he's a legitimate scientist. Please don't sue us. And he wrote this book, which has an amazing cover, which will be in the thumbnail for everyone to enjoy. And it got my attention.
Being a legitimate scientist is one thing, and I'm not here to doubt his science credentials, but does that translate into also being a legitimate author?
Right.
I think that's what we're here to find out.
Does that also translate into not being stupid? Because you can basically educate anyone.
Anyone who's willing to learn.
Yeah. So yeah, we're going to explore Time of the Stones. I don't know how this is going to go. I quite literally judged this book by its cover and by the back of the book blurb, which seems like it's going to be something.
Yeah, this cover art is, well, it's cover art.
It's cover art.
Can you link that for us, Joe?
I can absolutely link that for you, yeah.
No. Instead of linking it, would you do your best to verbally describe it
No,
and
just
paint
link
me
it.
a picture?
Here,
No.
I've already sent it. David, if you would like to just verbally describe what you're seeing, that might be kind of funny.
So here in the foreground, we have, well, it's all computer generated, first of all. The entire thing is just reboot level.
I was going to make that same comparison,
Yeah,
that it looks like the show Reboot.
precisely that, yeah. So like mid-90s or early 2000s CGI.
Yep.
And so we've got a young woman, black woman, long, straight brown hair, wearing
Very
a
long hair.
flower crown, in a white dress with, I guess, some kind of magical ring or science ring of power, which is glowing on her left hand, looks to be on the middle finger of her left hand, if I'm reading this properly, seeing this properly.
Sure.
And there's, I don't know if it's a pyramid of weird rainbow light behind her, or if that's supposed to be a veil coming down from behind her. But either way, there's a weird triangle of rainbow light behind her, and then some columns. One of them has like a crazy-ass wind chime
Yeah.
on top
Maybe
of
some
it.
solar panels?
Maybe some solar panels with like a satellite dish on top. Yeah, that's a weird thing. And some kind of military jet, like a stealth bomber or a experimental rocket or something.
There does not appear to be a unifying theme.
No. This is like a bad Unity game with just different unrelated assets pulled in and scattered hither and yonder.
Oh, Jesus. Is this book 3,599 pages long?
Oh my god. I hope not.
No, it's 251 pages. I was looking at my Kindle wrong for a moment. I got a little afraid.
Read all of it. So yeah, I'm sure that that you're all very excited to go on this journey.
I know I am.
But before we do, I do want to remind you that if you go to WeGiveYouBrainworms.com, you can support us with your money on Patreon. You can find links to all of our things, all of our fun YouTube channels and social medias. And maybe you can find out what Chris's hair smells like.
I'm voting for stale beer and sweat.
That's probably accurate this morning, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
New Dawn. Year 0. Electjo hid in the undergrowth and waited for sunlight to wake the
Wait,
stone.
who?
You say that name again?
Electjo? ALECHJO.
I totally thought you said elect Joe. It's like, well, somebody already did that, David.
Electjo. No. He was not biding his time, but
Oh my god.
I'm sorry. I am
That's
sorry
it.
to
I'm
all
going
of
in the
you.
incinerator now.
I don't blame you. I'm going with
It's
you.
not warmed up yet, Kaine. You have to. You're gonna stick with us for this.
Just set yourself on fire.
No, that's a mess I'll have to clean up later.
Anyway.
Alecjo hid in the undergrowth and waited for sunlight to wake the stone. It's capitalized, by the way. He had seen other ancient ruins, the slabs of crumbling rock entwined with tree roots, sometimes a hunk of metal rusting away in the rain. They were long dead, but here the fire of the ancients still burned. He felt the stone return his gaze, watching his every move like some giant, lidless eye. Its surface was transparent. A crystal pyramid the height of a tall man. Well, so it's a crystal pyramid on the cover.
Yeah.
Dawn gleamed on the point and spread down one face. A black layer beneath the surface sucked in light. Some minutes passed, then color erupted from the core. Rainbows danced among each other in complex patterns, never repeating. The beauty put Alecjo in a trance, like watching the sparkle of water in a bowl or the flicker of fire at night. Was this just a work of art? Or a machine of unimaginable power?
Is this person incredibly high? Oh man, these sparkles are awesome. It's like staring into the sea. So beautiful.
Given the choice, I think I'd probably spend a fair amount of time just going and standing and looking at a sparkly pyramid.
That's fair. Wait, given the choice between what?
Doing that and doing something else?
Or doing this?
Right, yeah.
Sure.
If these are my choices, pyramid every time.
Right.
It endured for 1,000 years while the world crumbled to dust. It must have some purpose, long ago forgotten. He had chosen the slopes of Stonehill for his hunting path.
Wait, how can it stood for 1,000 years if this is year 0?
Maybe it's like a BC kind of situation.
They didn't say BC, it just said year 0. Plot hole.
Yep, you've picked the whole thing apart. He had chosen the slopes of Stonehill for his hunting path. Other young men were too afraid. Convenient that no one was there to report his sins. He had watched the stone at various times of day.
He snuck off to masturbate onto the stone.
That's why it's so, sparkly.
Yeah.
Oh god, it's a J.O. crystal.
Oh man, it's the world's largest J.O. crystal.
Great.
Oh my god, this is it. This is the secret history. Like, something has to shatter that crystal and spread the shards all across, the world. And that's why we're finding the shards now. This is the secret, real history of mankind.
Yep.
Or the Gelflings. He had watched the stone at various times of day. It always woke after sunrise, unless the sky was dark with rain, and always went to sleep after sunset. Today, something new happened. The colors faded and the core became transparent. A marble bench appeared inside, with a woman sleeping on it. His blood ran cold. It was a trap. The goddess would lure him out with her body, then consume his soul for breakfast.
Wait, what?
I choose to believe that this is, in this reality of whatever this is, you know how, like, bro guys will be afraid of, like, I'm not gonna do that, that'll make me gay. What if in this place, everyone's gay and they're afraid of catching the straight?
I mean, that's an unlikely scenario, but I guess
I like where your head's at.
possible, yeah.
I'm not gonna look at her tits, bro.
I mean, I think it's interesting that, like, there's this weird pyramid thing, and this dude goes and looks at it every day, and one day there's just a lady in it, and his response is, oh, shit, I better run away.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like I'd want to know how the lady got in there.
Yeah, you'd think, like, curiosity would be your first, and not, like, being afraid of being enticed by this person's body? Was that the implication?
That's how you catch the heterosexuality, Joe. You get that little bit of curiosity and you let it in. Next thing you know, you're just kissing a lady.
His blood ran cold. It was a trap.
Angel in the centerfold.
The goddess would lure him out with her body, then consume his soul for breakfast. Alecjo chose the better part of valor and fled. Which, to be fair, is also the same response I get anytime I see a lady sleeping on a marble bench.
I've never seen a woman.
That's an incredibly specific scenario.
But he could not resist the allure of forbidden knowledge. Gradually, his path drifted back to the stone, until one morning he found himself in the same hiding spot. The sharp rays of dawn swept down the valley. The stone came alive, and there was the goddess again. So, this thing's just there. It's just hanging out. Nobody knows what it is. It's been there for 1,000 years.
Yeah.
And in the morning, if you look at it from a specific spot at dawn, you can see that there's just a lady hanging out inside of it, and no one in 1,000 years has fucked with that?
I guess not.
Huh.
She must be really bored.
Her body rose and fell with the gentle rhythm of sleep. A white dress clung to chiseled tummy muscles, climbed the mountain of her hip, and cascaded around to the knees.
We can already tell what kind of book this is going to be.
Yep.
Revealing dark brown skin and bare feet. Long red hair flowed down her side and spilled onto the ground.
We'll clean it up.
He's gonna go talk to the female.
Yep.
Each day the vision repeated. He grew more bold, showing himself at the edge of the glade, and gradually creeping closer to the stone. One morning she appeared sitting up. Her ageless face had succulent lips and soft eyes full of wisdom.
Oh my god, settle down.
Perhaps the mother of all appeared like this on the day she was created. He stepped onto the glade and thought with fatalistic humor, "May the gods accept this sacrifice." She lowered her head as he got closer. This goddess seemed a bit shy. He crouched to get in her line of sight and said, "Bonen matenon." She said, "Hi." He asked, "Vi estas unu el la antikvuloi?" Her lips quivered. She stared at the ground and fidgeted.
Real quick, am I having a seizure, or is anyone else hearing David talk in tongues?
Yeah, he's speaking in tongues.
Yeah.
I think I'm actually speaking in Esperanto.
Okay.
I don't know that that's the case, but I'm pretty sure. I'd have to, verify it, but I'm pretty sure it's Esperanto. Just context clues. If you're not familiar with Esperanto, it was a language that was invented back in the 70s that caught on mostly amongst, STEM types, programmers and computer type nerds. The
Sure,
idea
which would make sense
being
here.
to create a language that could become a universal language. And so in the future, you could end conflict because everyone would speak the same language, and it's supposed to be the easiest language to learn. I think there's only 4,000 words in Esperanto.
It's a very Phantom Pain line of thinking there.
Sure, yeah. But yeah, my guess is that Fred Rothganger probably knows Esperanto and used it as the language for his, after everything has fallen apart in the future and civilization is rebuilding itself, they're going to use this language as their main language kind of thing.
Right.
That's what I think is happening here.
Sure. Which actually is kind of a cool and interesting idea. I don't feel like this book is going to be terribly good.
Right.
But I do think that's an interesting piece of world building.
Yeah. Mi nomo estas Electro. He waited for a response, then patted his chest. Electro. Her eyes brightened with understanding. She patted her own chest and said, "Susan."
She patted her own breast and said, "Honkin' tits."
My tits are named Susan.
They're both named Susan?
Yes.
Yeah, Susan 1,
Just the
Susan 2.
collective.
Are they numbered, or is it just Susan and Susan?
Just Susan. It's actually one is Sue and the other one is San.
Okay. My assumption was just your collective bust was all of this is Susan.
You may refer to my décolletage as Susan.
Exactly.
If I had breasts, I would train them in the martial arts and then one day make them fight for dominance over my chest.
You don't know how anything works.
She looked around for a moment, then made the same gesture toward the object she was sitting on, waving her hand in circular motions over its surface. He guessed that she might be asking another name. He stood and gestured toward it. Benko. She rose with regal grace. The top of her head came only to his chin. Her face seemed near, yet when he looked aside, she disappeared at the edge of the stone. How could this be? She detained him for another hour, learning words. She pantomimed actions and caused objects to appear so he could give the name. Several weeks passed like this, until she could speak his language. Be a real fucking power move if the rest of this book was just in Esperanto.
It would.
He repeated his first question. Are you one of the ancients? She furrowed her brows. I suppose. We tell stories about the ancients, how they lived together in vast villages and had powerful magic.
No, the ancients actually just sat around and thought about like names for months, and then they died. That was it.
We know the stories are true because we find pieces of the village in the forest. Your people must have been very wise. My people knew many things, but they were not wise. I can teach you all their secrets. His eyes widened in awe and dread. Such a blasphemy was only tolerable because the Ancient One herself said it. He bowed his head. If it is the will of Antiqua. Her smile revealed a perfect set of teeth. Excellent. The first thing you need to know is math. He already had a basic understanding of numbers and arithmetic. It was a natural part of his language, perhaps an echo from an earlier age when every child knew how to add. What he lacked were written symbols. Each morning they spent an hour together. He feared any more would rouse the suspicion of his fellow villagers. She told him, about 400 years ago, some people found the stone. I was so desperate for human contact that I came upon them like an overeager puppy.
I'm really glad that that this book has set up context for us to understand the reactions and perceptions of the characters involved.
Yeah, it's like it started to world build and then it got bored of doing that.
Sorry, I don't know the word in Bassino. It means the child of a... She caused a four-legged creature to appear. Oh, dog. I love dog. Very tasty, stuffed with boiled grain and herbs. The people ran screaming. 400 years. A high price to pay for one little mistake. I watched you for a long time before I dared show myself. What brought you here? My people wish to be free, so we left the river. The villages there are growing large. A few men want to rule everyone and tell us how to think. They force people to farm and build, but only for the pride of the big man. Oh God, the big man!
Oh, Jesus. I thought we were done with that.
That bit isn't done with us.
You can never escape a big man.
Oh, boy.
The stories tell of powerful spirits that live in the stone. The big man of the river is afraid, so we are safe. Susan laughed. I'm not a spirit, not the way you think of it. He stammered. Then, what are you? I don't know if you have a word for it. I am thought
Female.
without body. Spirit. If spirit is thought, how can rocks or trees have spirits? I know stones have spirits because I am talking with you. The ancient word for it is technology. They knew how to weave rocks into tools that think.
Yeah.
Their art was so great that some thought tools could even feel emotions and experience the world, just like you do. Well, sufficiently advanced technology and all, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's just the whole premise.
Yep. The ancients called spirits to live in the tools? No, that's the
Don't live
problem
in your
with your
tools.
idea of spirit. You believe that thought and feeling come from some mysterious other place.
Real quick, have any of you actually looked at what Fred looks like?
Yeah. I was actually going to comment on the fact his author photograph is him in some kind of wizard robe, and then the conversation moved on, so I didn't. But his author photograph is him in some kind of wizard robe.
Wait, is it like satire, or is he...
No idea.
I don't know.
It's just, he's rocking that robe, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I get it. I hang out with nerds, like, you know.
Yeah.
I don't.
I don't know if I would use that as my author photograph on Amazon.com necessarily, but I do hang out with nerds, and I get why he would be wearing one, maybe?
I mean, yeah, it's his life. He can do what he wants with it.
Yeah.
But wow, that's...
Yeah.
Yep.
He also posts weird, rambly blog posts on his Amazon page.
Do you think it's because he works with robotics?
I think it may be because he thinks very highly of himself.
So yeah, apparently started with robotics, but now is working on neuroscience.
See, that's not a good combination. Robotics into neuroscience makes me uncomfortable.
Yeah.
He is genuinely trying to create thinking robots. So
Yeah, I don't like that. Someone needs to do something about that. I'm thinking removing his position at whatever university he's teaching at and stop buying his books.
too late.
Too late.
It's too late.
Oh no, we contributed. When Skynet goes live, we're part of the problem, guys.
Yep. Fred Rothganger is going to be the creator of the machine that kills us all.
Well, it's nice to have a face, you know?
Yeah. Honestly, I'm fine with our robot genocide overlords.
Yeah, I, for one, welcome our robot overlords.
Yeah.
Did I say overlords? I meant protectors. Wow. And I mean, I don't want to get into personal attacks on Fred here or anything, but just this author photo, this particular photo, he really does look precisely like the sort of character you'd see in a science fiction novel who was responsible for bringing about the death of mankind.
Right.
That sort of smug, sly smile, the little grin.
Yeah, he does look a little villainous,
Yeah. Huh. Well, all right, Fred. All right. I'm not going to even touch the fact that he apparently has written 2 books. I don't know if they're about the same character.
They are. They absolutely are.
Okay. Yeah. And just reading over the basic premise of Susan, his first book.
I believe Susan is a prequel to what we're reading right now.
I think so, yeah. It's all about a sentient AI that some people want to use as a super soldier and others want to use as a sex toy.
It's a weird dichotomy.
And that pretty much takes us to where we need to be.
Real quick, this is just a happy coincidence. Looking at the description for Susan, it's Susan dreams of a normal life, but humans have different plans. Her creator expects artificial intelligence to save the world. Others want a sex. And it stops right there.
It's awesome.
You found a sex. Good job.
Yeah,
I did it, guys.
Chris.
And I'm getting hung up on this photo. He simultaneously looks like the smarmy genius that would create the Doomsday Machine and a dude that takes Warhammer way too seriously.
That's what I mean, though. Like, in the science fiction world, those guys are the same person.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think the way he has his hands like that, do you think that means anything to him?
It might.
It probably does. Yeah, there's probably some sort of hidden symbolism that we're not aware of all over this author bio picture. Guys, do we need to bring Fred Rothganger down?
I mean,
For the good of humanity? Kaine, as an AI, or at least an uploaded consciousness on the internet, I think it's your duty and responsibility now.
Well, I mean, I've been kind of combing through the net while listening to you read his book, and there's not a lot of chatter about him being successful thus far.
That's probably good.
That's how they get you.
Right. Yeah. I mean, we've already got dancing robots.
And singing robots.
Yeah.
That's the I Feel Happy robot, right?
I love that robot.
Job, there's something just incredibly wrong with you.
The I Feel Happy video is one of my favorite things on the internet.
I can appreciate
I
that.
feel fantastic. I'm sorry. Yeah. Love it. So weird. What's happening? What is this?
Well, apparently we've stoked some deep-seated concerns about AI robots destroying the world. And stumbling upon this guy's book, apparently we've discovered the source of that danger. And now we're trying to figure out a way to bring him down.
Okay.
Oh god, do you think if Fred actually does create an AI that it'll take after him, so like the AI will just talk about Warhammer all day instead of destroying anything?
I think if Fred Rothganger builds an AI, he's going to try to have sex with it.
Yeah, he's definitely going to fuck it.
Yeah, that's probably like step at least 1.
There was a movie that I remember back in like the late 80s, early 90s called Cherry.
Cherry 2.0.
Yep.
Yep, I remember that movie. I watched it a lot on Cinemax at night.
I thought you were going to bring up Weird Science.
What? No.
Kind of the same premise.
I mean, yeah.
No.
Magic
it's
and
not,
technology.
though. She talks about doing sex stuff, but Cherry 2.0 does sex stuff.
Yeah, she's literally a hooker bot.
Okay.
But
Gotcha.
hooker bot with a heart of gold, you know.
Yep.
Sure. Should we read some more of this?
Probably, yeah. The feelings of thought tools were not in the rocks, nor did they come from an invisible world. Their feelings came from the weaving itself. He furrowed his brows in concentration. Susan smiled wearily and put a weightless hand on his shoulder. Sorry, Alexio. I'm asking you to come too far too soon. She raised her eyes to him again. I want to meet your whole village. Can you bring them here? He turned away. What is it, my friend? This is a forbidden place. My people don't know I come. They will be angry if they learn of this, and they will be too afraid to come themselves.
Phrasing.
Yeah, my whole village gets angry whenever I come to. And they're afraid of coming.
That's because you do it in public. That's how you get kicked out of Michael's.
Would a gesture of goodwill help? Can you heal? All I can do is offer knowledge, but maybe you can heal. He described the symptoms of several different people in the village while she took notes.
On what?
The next day, she showed him some plants to give, how to prepare them, when and how much to give. Even Contisto, the shaman, didn't know these formulations. They did exactly as she said, and the people got better. Then the truth came out. Alekjo stood before the whole village and confessed his sin of going to the sacred place.
The sacred place. Is he talking about the Y?
Quick bit of criticism. And we get that a lot in these kind of self-published or ambiguously published kind of things. Create a problem and then immediately solve the problem with no tension or even really like storytelling.
Right.
It feels clumsy every time it happens.
Yeah, okay, great. And you've demonstrated that this, I guess we're learning some things. We're learning that she's not able to interact with the world physically.
Sure.
And theoretically, at least, can't leave this pyramid crystal thing, the stone. And that she's a repository of knowledge from, our time, apparently.
Yeah.
And knows how to tell people to find plants to make into like aspirin and other medications to then...
Oh god, is the giant crystal pyramid gonna be a supercomputer?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's absolutely what's happening.
That's absolutely it, yeah. And it seems to be basically just Dances with Wolves or pick your savages taught how to live a better life by a European, Eurocentric type of mindset kind of thing. Like, it's a little bit of an inversion because it's a black female, but she's still, like, I already can tell she's going to be pushing the Western culture values are the best culture values kind of thing.
Yeah.
In all technicality, she's actually just a program, and her image is a direct reflection of what Fred really likes in the females.
Yeah, like, I don't want to read too deep into that, but... And this is basically the same premise as like a Numenera or a Horizon Zero Dawn.
Right.
It's, a primitive technology kind of in the ashes of an advanced technology.
Yeah, that's classic sort of sci-fi fodder, and I'm into it.
Yeah.
Let's see if he does anything interesting with it.
Right. Yeah.
Forecast says, get your raincoats.
What?
It's not going to be good weather.
Yeah. Bad brains. He told them Antiqua was really a nice person who just wanted some friends. The elders discussed this for a full day. They took into account the fact that Alekjo was still alive, no small miracle, and that only good had come from the stone. In a narrow decision, they came down on the side that maybe Antiqua was safe.
Well, glad that's out of the way.
Yep.
Yeah, again, like, just introduce a conflict, resolve it immediately.
Yep. If those conflicts aren't necessary, why are we hearing about them?
Yeah.
Okay, let's just cut to the part that's interesting if you don't think any of this is interesting enough to tell us about.
Yeah. I was hungry, and then I ate a sandwich, and it was fine.
My favorite part is, this place is forbidden. I'm not allowed to come here. All right, then he goes back and tells them that he went there. Well, only good has come from the forbidden place, so it's not a problem anymore.
It's fine now.
What? If only good comes from there, why is it forbidden?
But these are obviously just ignorant savages, Chris. You can't expect them to have any kind of, like...
They don't know things.
That evening, most of the village climbed the hill, about 150 people. She stood in the stone, waiting for them, hands clasped together in expectation. They got down on their hands and knees and bowed their heads to the ground. She did the same. Don't worship me. I'm only a servant. Chapter 2. Nomads.
I guess that was a chapter.
Nope, I skipped a page.
Okay, I was going to
That
say
makes
that
more
seemed
sense.
abrupt.
Okay, yeah.
But I blamed the book.
Pliaho, eldest of the elders, saw what she did. He struggled to his feet again.
Eldest of the elders is a stupid sequence of words, and I hate it. You could just say the eldest, and I feel like it would be pretty clearly implied.
How about the most respected of the elders, or the wisest of the elders?
Sure, yeah.
No,
that would at least
no,
give us some information.
It is completely based on age. In this this culture, the respect is given only to you as the eldest, I'm sure. That seems to be the implication here. You lived longer than anyone else. You're in charge now.
With this guy being the eldest of the elders, I'm just going to pretend that he's like super, super old, like doesn't know where he is or what's going on.
Oh yeah, like it's time to go wipe the king's ass.
Mm-hmm. Theoden in Lord of the Rings just doesn't know what the fuck's happening around him.
That is, in fact, probably the major problem with allowing your power structure to be based solely on who's oldest.
Yeah.
He struggled to his feet again. Slowly, those around him stood, and finally Susan herself. She held arms out wide with palms and face to the sky.
An ass in the air.
Tears streamed down her cheeks. Pliaho said, "Servant of the stone, what do you wish to tell us?" She said, "You are the children of the ancients. This place belongs to you. Do you have a message from the ancients?" She hesitated for a moment. "We're sorry for what we did to your world. Please learn from us and build a better world for your children."
The end.
That'd be awesome.
Unfortunately, no. Chapter 2, Nomads.
Did anyone stop Kaine from jumping into the incinerator? Because I haven't heard him talk in a while.
Kaine, did you jump in the incinerator?
Not yet.
That's good. At dawn, the villagers began moving their camp onto the glade. Pliaho walked up and greeted Susan. "We would like to put the fire next to the stone. I don't know how much heat the stone can take. Just to be safe, don't put me closer to the fire than you normally sit. And make sure your tents don't cast a shadow on the stone. Its power comes from the sun."
What happened?
Why would they want to put the fire closer to the... What?
I assume the fire is like their central gathering point.
Okay, sure.
And I'm pretty sure that the reason why this came up is because Fred knows that computers generate heat, so he's incorporating that into...
The village took shape as the day wore on. Children ran and played, while women prepared their homes and worked their crafts. The tents were conical, made with a circle of long poles supporting a sewn hide covering. From time to time, Elecjo appeared among the bustle. He slipped furtive glances at her, then whisked away with the labor of carrying tools and bedding. That's right. This may be 1,000 years in the future after the collapse of civilization, but at least strong gender roles are still in place.
Yeah. Even more so than, the kind of cultures that have clearly been recreated for this stupid book.
Well, remember that whoever determines what's going on in the village is the eldest. So what if the eldest is just a boomer?
What if they're fucking senile?
Right.
A senile boomer.
Give me my cabbage hat.
Yeah, exactly. What if they're fucking senile? What if every time you go to greet the elder in the morning, they don't know who the fuck you are?
It's a fatal flaw in that being the sole means of determining your leadership.
Yeah, this don't make the oldest people in charge, kids.
Yeah,
That's maybe, I don't know, some form of vote. If you could poll the citizenry somehow, and the person who, just out of everyone, the one that most people wanted, that be the one in charge. That's a weird concept
that sets up a thing where it's, majority rule and, there's tyranny against the minority. So what they should have is they should have a section of the electorate gets chosen to cast a vote. based off of their location, and the amount of votes that each area gets isn't necessarily based off of population density, but takes that into the consideration. You know what I mean?
That's a reasonable system to run by if you have a small population under a, reasonably limited geographical area. But if your population gets really large and you have a lot of space to cover, that's going to be a flawed system that's going to have to be overturned. That's
what isn't a flawed system is having the candidates go to the chocolate syrup wrestle pits to duke it out, and whoever's victorious is the new leader.
Honestly, I think that's an all right system.
Yeah.
Leader
determined through chocolate wrestling. Yeah. I'm here for it.
Instead of wrestling in chocolate, can they wrestle in $240 worth of pudding?
All the way.
As long as it's chocolate pudding.
The problem with that is your exchange rate and the changing value of your currency then puts limits on how much pudding.
Oh god, like after a while, it goes from like being a pit to like you just open up the pudding cup and they put their toes in and they start punching each other.
Okay, so we correct that by saying an amount of pudding equal to $240 worth in 1991 United States of America.
Well, then just quantify the pudding, like 14 gallons of pudding, and then you don't have to worry about it.
There needs to be a certain amount of unnecessary complexity.
Oh, right.
We could have stopped at $100 worth of pudding.
Yeah.
And that would have been a lot of pudding. But we had to go all the way, baby. All the way home with $240 worth of pudding.
Just to save my soul, I'm choosing to believe that there is a chocolate syrup pit in the universe of this book. And you can't prove me wrong because Fred hasn't said that there isn't one.
It's true.
Wait, what were we talking about?
Honestly, it doesn't matter. We're pushing the hour mark. Do you want to just stop?
Well, no. This was an hour of my life. What were we talking about?
My favorite part of the time of the Stones was when the Stones were in time, because I remember everything that happened up to this point.
I just feel weird, and I want to avoid pudding wherever possible for as long as possible.
No, we were talking about Frederick Rothganger's classic American novel Time
Wait,
of
hold
the
it,
Stones.
hold it. Okay, everyone stop.
What?
If there
What?
was a pudding wrestling match, do you how much would someone have to be paid to clean the pudding out of Donald Trump's butt crack?
That depends on if you're Matt Gaetz, because he would do it for free.
Yeah, I mean, quite
With
a
his
few
tongue.
people, I think, would gladly provide that service with no questions asked.
In fact, they might actually prevent the pudding from getting there by already having had their heads stuffed way up there.
Look, guys, the last thing I wanted to think about today was licking pudding out of Donald Trump's asshole.
Well, look, I
you,
didn't,
Chris. All
I
right?
didn't want to
Fuck you,
come.
Chris.
I didn't want to
Fuck
come to
you.
the moon. You guys
Fuck
tied
you,
a cord
Chris.
around me and attached
Fuck
it to
you.
the rocket.
Chris, this is all on you. Fuck you. I just had to envision fucking Chin
You're welcome.
fucking dickhead with his mouth and
You're
nose
welcome.
squarely stuck into Donald J. Trump's butthole,
You're welcome.
with his chin just kind of peeking out under his taint.
Yeah. Kaine, would it make it easier for you if you imagined, like, Mitch McConnell's turtle-ass fucking head digging around in there?
God damn it. Yes.
I'm gonna go get in the furnace.
Yeah, let's just do that.
I'm
Can
coming with you.
we all get in the furnace?
No, you fucking live with what you've done.
Sweet, sweet sucker of death, why are you denied me?
Fuck it. Whatever. We're real sorry for everything that just happened.
I'm not.
Oh my God.
I don't even know what happened in the book. The only thing I can focus on
Kaine.
now is Donald Trump putting butthole.
That's all you need to know.
I mean,
Time is a lie.
time is a flat circle. Regardless, I'm going to go get in the furnace. Fuck you guys.
Yeah, don't
Fuck
forget
you, Joe, the most.
to go to WeGiveYouBrainworms.com. You can give us your Patreon dollars to take responsibility for what just happened.
Don't put that evil on our Patreon. No, don't do that.
with a monthly donation of $100 or more, Kaine will tattoo a picture of Donald Trump's butt crack being eaten out. You can cherish it forever. It'll be
All
on
right,
your
I
body.
take it back. Chris is definitely going into
Yeah.
the furnace.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's just go ahead and wipe free his genetic code
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
'cause,
What the fuck? Oh, yeah. Don't forget, if you're a YouTube listener, like, subscribe, click the bell.
Yeah, we noticed that some of you view and listen on YouTube, but you don't like or dislike.
Yeah, click the like button. Come on.
Or dislike,
or
whatever.
the dislike button. It honestly, YouTube doesn't care. It
Just,
counts
you know,
as engagement either way.
interact with your world.
Yeah.
Interact with our world.
As a final note, everybody disagrees with eugenics until they meet me.
Okay. I think we're done here. This has been a production of Brainworms Presents. Any copyrighted content contained within is used for purposes of review. Brainworms Podcast is David Combs, Kaine Magdalen, Christian Schaefer, and Joseph Wells. The theme music is Hodgepod No. 1 by Brian Davis. If you like what you heard, you can support us and learn about our other projects at WeGiveYouBrainworms.com or by leaving a review on your favorite listening app.
My tits are named Susan.